Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. My name is Professor Mohamed Yussuf Elmi. I am former Chancellor of Rongo University and the current principal of Nuria College, Wajir County. The subject of discussion today is why students from Northeast and generally the Somali community do not take up teaching course. This is a subject that is from the face value requires a lot of in-depth studies, but from the face value I think there are 3 or 4 major reasons why students do not take up teaching as a course. One, and the most critical one, is qualification. The Teachers Training College, TSC, requires a diploma teacher in education. Science requires a minimum of C+. In KCSE and above, C+ in 2 specialized subjects, and at least C plain in English and C plain in mathematics. Minimum grade is C+ in KCSE. So critically, most of the students from Northeastern have a problem in getting the required qualification, particularly C plain in English and mathematics. So the government through its ministries have been requested to create an affirmative action, but we will go into the recommendation. The other major problem is cultural issue. Teaching as a subject and as a profession has been demeaned by the society because of, 1, they earn little money, 2, they have the schools do not have adequate infrastructural factors, that the classrooms are not adequate. The other thing is that the teachers are posted into rural areas without compensation. Their salary is small. There are no incentives. So, and the other one is that, you see, the teaching in the old days was a noble profession. It was one of the highest paying professions. This is not there anymore. So what are the cure? Cure first is to ensure, in order to solve the current problem, create an affirmative action. The other thing is that the government, both at the national and county governments, must invest in education seriously so that students can be able to meet national qualifications. It's not fair to say that, Northeastern all the time they are looking for affirmative action. Are we inherently foolish to pass national exams, or there are no deliberate actions to ensure that students have equal opportunities in this country? And I think that's where the major problem lies. A student in Kiambu passes well, a student in Wajir County fails. This is because the student in Kiambu has the necessary infrastructure. They have the adequate teachers. There is no insecurity issue. So the student in Wajir County has a serious problem in terms of insecurity. You can remember the exodus of teachers, which has never been replaced up to today. The schools do not have the adequate infrastructure issue. There are no teachers. Classrooms are not adequate. This is a pastoral society where there is massive famine at times, and this degrades the students' requirement. So in essence, education here requires a collective, deliberate, and an affirmative action in Northeastern. We have devolution today, and I think most of the money in devolution should be, although education is not largely devolved, but I think there's nothing that inhibits the county government from developing education as a priority, because devolution essentially is meant to upgrade, solve local problems. So if the local problems actually focus in education, then I don't think there's anything that prevents. The other thing is that although previously most of the MPs had what we call CDF, this CDF could be used to promote education. The other thing is that other than affirmative action, the county government must provide scholarships to teachers training, students who are willing to take up teachers training and who have the requisite education qualification. The requisite qualification should be given affirmative. Nuria College is one of the colleges that already we have been granted to teach. We are a registered teacher training college, but unfortunately because of these qualifications, then getting the required teachers is also a problem. But we offer up to degree level in teaching programs. So key factor is there must be political will from the national government and the county government, and political will can manifest in the budget that is allocated to education. The other thing is societal. The society cannot expect teachers when their children do not want to go to teachers training college. There's a Somali, household. It's not a saying per se. When you cannot get any other job, the parents will ask you, even you cannot become a teacher. So you see, the teaching profession has largely been demeaned. And this is a cultural issue which has not been there. It's now coming. During my time, teachers were highly respected. They were among the well-paid professionals. And I think that can return. That can return if parents and the Ministry of Education, both at the county and national government, create a conducive environment for teachers. Most of the teachers have become professional nomads. If you look at the county or the previous two county governments, most of the people who work in the county government are essentially teachers. Good classroom or administrative teachers have been moved from schools to work in the county. I think that's not right. While teachers have every right to become, to go for a greener pasture, but I think it is good to promote teaching to stay within schools, because we already have a deficiency. So in order to deficiency, you don't fill that gap by removing what is already functional and in existence. So I think in essence, to promote teaching among the Somali students requires societal issue and a deliberate policy and guidelines from both the society, the county, and the national government. For people like myself who have brought themselves here in Wajir to promote, people, Somalis who have good qualifications, who have worked elsewhere, should come back and invest within the county. Bring your knowledge here, bring your experience here. This is the time to pay back to the society. And for fellow Muslims, education is among the Sadaqatul Jariyah. It is the Sadaqah that does not end. Even when you die, it still continues. So what can there be better? What can be better in the eyes of the God to really invest in other than education?